Okay, at a faster rate, we shall complete the September current affairs today with the help of our Institute magazine. Okay, why are the fisher folk protesting over Venjinjam port project? So this port is in Kerala, and for Kerala and Tamil Nadu or other states which are having the coastline, port plays a key role in the economic prosperity, especially maritime activities. So now actually what happened now the size of the ports have increased abnormally. So automatically because of this expansion, the native fisher folk are facing a lot of problem, and even such kind of things are also causing harm to the coastal ecosystem. So coastal ecosystem, a question on the coastal ecosystem appeared in the recent UPSC mains. Even the topic we have discussed before that examination. Okay, yeah. So they are uh, they are protesting and they are demanding a good rehabilitation and resettlement. In spite of LARR 2013, Land Acquisition, Rehabilitation and Resettlement Act 2013, time and again uh, we are having such kind of problems. So what is happening before rehabilitating the people who are affected, the government is confiscating the lands. The same thing happened in Telangana also, or they were given throwaway price and they will confiscate the land. So it happened in Telangana where the media is saying that the cost of 1 acre land is in the market is 80 lakhs, whereas the government has paid a compensation of only 8 lakhs. Where is 8 lakhs? Where is 80 lakhs? 10 times. Okay? Yes. So in spite of LARR 2013, the problems of the people who are affected has not ended. And this port is developed by the Adani Group. Okay? Vinjinjam near Thiruvananthapuram is on the boil due to the under construction Vinjinjam port project from both sea and land. Vinjinjam port project, the government of Kerala has undertaken the ambitious project of building the Vinjinjam International Transshipment deep water multi-purpose seaport. So actually the main aim of expansion of the existing port is to see that big ships will come and take the load or unload the load. If the port is I'm not having the depth, so only small ships can come. And see, small ships cannot carry the loads to faraway distance. We need only big vessels. So only big vessels will be anchored or unloaded only at the big ports. Along with multipurpose and bulk freight container transshipment is its primary focus in design. And see again what happens whenever a big port is developed, even the adjoining ports will also get the business. Adjoining ports, small ports. In order to design, build, finance, operate, and transfer the port, a landlord model with with a public-private partnership component is now being used. That is the Adani is the main person, Adani Group. Sorry. The protesters have been opposing the construction work by the Adani Vijayam Port Private Limited. Adani Group is developing the port on DBFOT basis. What lies at the heart of the protest? Fishermen claim that that the port construction has made the coastal erosion along Thiruvananthapuram shore worse. So, of course, not only this Vijayam, it is a common problem in for any state having the coastline. Even Krishnapatnam port, of course, now it has nationalized. It is a common problem. Stopping the building will allow for an urgent scientific investigation to be done to determine how the port work will affect the shoreline. Furthermore, after their homes were completely devastated by high intensity coastal erosion, about 300 residents along the shoreline were relocated to the relief camps. So already the people are getting the wrath of this port. So of course that is common. See, the problem is we cannot stop the construction of the port. Only we have to address the problems of the people in a fair manner by giving them fair compensation. If they are losing the livelihood and they have to given jobs in that port or something like that one. The demonstrators call for a comprehensive restoration plan, a guaranteed minimum income during bad weather-related seas, and discounted kerosene for boats. Why? Still they are, dependent on the fish catch. So the, amenities needed for that should be compensated at a lesser cost, like discounted kerosene for boats. When N.T. Ramarao was Chief Minister of Andhra Pradesh, he has given some sort of fisherman cards. By showing that card, they will get the petrol, diesel at a discounted price. The major problem of these fisher folk is the entry of the big players. The big players will have the huge trawlers, huge trawlers. Once once the trawler enters into the sea or ocean, it will be in the sea or ocean for 10 days because even it is having the cold storage. As soon as they catch the fish, they will store it in the cold storage, and that kind of things are not having with these fisher folk. So all the time these people will protest. Why the Vindhyan, why the Vindhyan project is considered important? The port is situated at 10 nautical miles from the main international sea route and the east-west shopping axis near the southmost tip of the Indian peninsula. So the distances on the ocean surface are measured in the nautical miles. Okay, within a nautical mile of the coast, it has a natural water depth of more than 20 meters. Water depth is needed. If the water depth is there, then only big ship can come. Okay, yes. Now, of course, we have to encourage the ports, but not at the cost of the local community. Okay, but you have to balance between the, local people, environment, and the economic prosperity. The opening of the port is anticipated to boost the development of 17 smaller ports in the state and provide thousands of new job opportunities. No doubt in it. If 1,000 jobs are created, it does not mean that you have to deprive the rights of 100 people or not even one people, because everybody is having the fundamental right. You can acquire their land, etc., but you have to give the fair compensation. Yes. That is with regard to this sport. Of course, it is a common problem. Now, what is Kurki? So it was in news, and this name is used by the Punjab people, but the concept is present in whole whole of the India. What is Kurki? Why was it in news? We know that, of course, few people at least. See now, whenever a person takes a loan from the bank or financial institution, sometimes even from private money lenders, even sometimes from the private money lender or non-banking financial corporation. What the person who has taken the loan from the financial institution will mortgage the property as the assurance or surety. So take the example of a farmer. So farmer will mortgage the land to the financial institution or private money lender or anybody, and they will take the loan. When the farmer fails to pay back the loan, you see now in agriculture is gambling of monsoons. When there is bad monsoon or when there is abnormal price fall, automatically farmers will not be in a condition to pay back the dues. Then what happens if farmer defaults? That financial institution will take over the ownership of this property, and they are having every right to auction that property or sell that property to collect the dues from the borrower. So actually, what happened? A farmer in Punjab has committed suicide. So actually, it is the reason why it was in news, and even they want to change certain laws. Of course, it may take time. See, Financial institution mortgaging the land to give the loan to the farmer is not a bad idea. Without any security, how the bankers will give them the money, because that money is the public money, because the money belongs to some other person who has deposited the money in the bank. Okay, then what is the remedy? What is the remedy? I mean the remedy is the government should see that all the programs or financial schemes should reach the needy. Take the example of Telangana. You are having the Raitu Bandhu scheme. For every season, you will get 5,000 rupees per hectare. For 2 seasons, 10,000. Of course, even you are having the PM Kisan, 2,000 rupees, irrespective of the area of the land holding. Okay. And again, fertilizers should be subsidized at a, should be sold to farmers at a subsidized price. Again, the same thing. It should reach the, genuine farmer. Of course, we have discussed that in the last class, one nation, one brand or one fertilizer. Okay. And even the government is trying to code that urea with the name such that it is not diverted to the commercial purpose. But again, these commercial people are more smart than the government. They are using some chemicals to clear that neem coating, and they are diverting to other purposes. Even it is said that urea is also mixed in our milk to make it thick and foamy, such that you will be in apprehension that milk is very fine. Okay. Yeah, okay. So these things you have to make. See, not only these bankers, money lenders. Again, you are having a concept called as commission agents. Who are these commission agents? Actually, these people will give more money for the farmer than any other source. Agricultural Produce Market Committee or agricultural markets, and these agricultural markets are guided by the state laws. State laws. That is under the purview of the state government. So here these state governments will permit few people to act as the mediators between the farmer and the trader. Who is trader? The trader will purchase the goods from these farmer through the commission agent, through the auctioning process, and this auctioning process is supervised by the officers appointed by the concerned state governments. So every morning they will auction the goods of the farmer. This farmer will put his food grains in that shop, and that shop owner, who is called as the commission agent, will auction the goods, and the trader will purchase that goods in the auction, and this commission agent will get 2 to 3% of the commission based on the value of the commodity. If he sells daily 1 lakh, he will get say 3,000 rupees. So to attract these farmers, because he will get more and more income, to attract these farmers, what he will do, starting from the sowing of seeds, he will finance the farmer. Starting from sowing seeds, and even on many occasions, these commission agents used to even finance any function, finance to meet the expenses of any function in the farmer's house, including the marriages. So sometimes these people will also mortgage the land, but it is a rare occasion. So generally they will have the signature in the ledger, and that is having the legal validity. There is no need to take another thing. But if you initiate the civil case, see, I have not mortgaged the property. Suppose this girl is a farmer. By she has signed into the ledger, and she has accepted that I took 1 lakh rupees. So based on that, I will initiate the civil case in the court. Then court will order for the attachment of her land, though that land was not mortgaged to the lending. Understand? Even you are having a concept called as promissory note. Through that, you can initiate the civil case. And finally, court will attach the property. even though the property is not mortgaged to the lender. Okay, and even the farmers of Punjab are saying that many cooperative banks, I don't know how it happened, many cooperative banks and societies, they took checks from the farmers. When that check has bounced, they have initiated the criminal cases. So automatically arrest warrant will be issued to the farmer. That is the called as the Negotiable Instrument Act. But in AP and Telangana and even in many states, farmers are not facing this, check bounce cases. And I don't know how the Punjab people, because the Punjab people will have more investments, because they will grow more sugarcane. And if it is the plight of the Punjab farmers, then you can assess the situation of farmers in the other states. Because Punjab farmers are most advanced farmers compared to the farmers of the other states. You know that? Every farmer will have not less than 10 tractors. There are instances that a farmer is having 25 tractors. So they will take up the profession as the entrepreneurship, unlike in the other states. So if the Punjab farmers are facing such kind of problem, then it reflects the condition of farmers in India. Okay? Yes. So Kurki may not come in the examination for your mains, but we can understand the problem of farmers. Okay? What is Kurki and why is it a big issue in Punjab? A farmer in Punjab has committed suicide outside the office of the Muktasar district collector against Kurki orders for his land based on a court case filed against him by the local moneylender for defaulting on loan payment. Just now I told you. Even though the farmer will not mortgage that property, with the help of promissory note or ledger, if you initiate a civil case, then the court will order for the attachment of the property, which means the farmer cannot sell the land to some other person. And if this lender, after a few days, if he initiate the executive petition, then automatically he will get the right to take that land or transfer the same land to third party. Okay? Yes. What is Kurki? Kurki refers to the attachment of a farmer's land that has already been committed to a lender or a person in the event of a loan default. See, you have to remember, even though the land is not mortgaged, the still court can give orders for the attachment. That point you have to remember, because I know the law very well. Okay? These orders against farmers are occasionally issued to commission agents and private money lenders in addition to banks. Just now I told you who are these commission agents. And even Agriculture Produce Marketing Committees is a syllabus for state and central services. Problems of agricultural marketing. So actually, to address the problems of agricultural market committees only, Modi government has resorted for the formulation of farm laws. Of course, it was repealed, or at least they have been put into hold, citing that farmers will face problem in course of time when this system will collapse, APMC system will collapse. Farm law says that a farmer can directly go to the private person and sell his commodities. What farmers are saying, if such system occurs, then a single person may become a monopolist. Then farmers will get very less price because there is no auctioning process. Whereas in the market yard, there will be the auctioning process. And even to strengthen the auctioning process and to see that the farmer will get a better price, the central government has started the ENAM, Electronic National Agricultural Marketing, which we have discussed in our routine classes. Okay? Yes. How is Kurki executed? According to Section 60 of the Civil Procedure Code of 1908, Kurki orders are carried out. The farmer's name is registered on the land that is pledged to the bank or moneylender. The land may also be auctioned off occasionally. The procedure starts when the lender files a court petition to get Kurki orders in the event that the farmer is unable to repay the debt. All these which I told just now. Now, Attaching a farmer's land and tractor in Kurki is permitted in accordance with section 60. Attaching, even though it is not mortgaged, the court can give the attachment order. See, you can see, whenever we fail to pay the municipal taxes, municipal tax, this municipal authorities or revenue authorities are having the right to confiscate our articles in the house, including TV. They will carry the TV outside. Why has a total ban on the century-old Kurki law not been achieved? Not possible. Because the system will collapse. See, I took housing loan by pledging my flat. If that system is not there, economy will collapse. No builder will come forward to construct a flats. Why? If the banker will not give the loan, who will take the flats? Because 80% of flats transactions are through bank loans only. Understand? Yes. A complete ban on Kurki was demanded in a petition submitted to the Punjab and Haryana High Court in 2018. However, the Punjab government claimed in its affidavit that there was no need to outlaw Kurki because farmers were receiving assistance in the form of loan forgiveness, loan waiver, or compensation, and schemes like Raitu Bandhu in Telangana. And even such type of scheme was present in Orissa. So, before the initiation of the, Raitu Bandhu, maybe after or before, named Kalia, if I am not wrong. Okay? Yes. Additionally, it noted that Section 60 of the Civil Procedure Code 1908, which governs Kurki, was over 110 years old and required extensive reform. See, try to understand the concept. Now, Kurki may be asked or not, but a question related to farmer will come in any exam in India. In every. Okay? What is the ground reality? Farmers remind out that they are required to provide post-dated checks in exchange for loans. It is a rare cases. Take the example of farmers of Telangana, AP or any state. They will not give the post-dated checks. When it may happen, suppose the society people come, the farmer will say, I will pay after 1 month. Then the society people will ask to give him a blank check or at least the post-dated check. Yeah, you give us check. We will deposit that check in the bank on that day only. When that check bounces, then the farmer will attract the criminal case. That might be the case because they will pressurize the farmer to take the check. So automatically he will give that check. That might be the case because when a farmer is taking the loan from the banks, no question of post-dated checks. Banks will not initiate any criminal cases. Criminal cases are initiated only in the case of check bounce, negotiable instrument. Even for promissory note also, you cannot initiate a criminal case. No question of any warrant. Only for criminal case only warrants will be issued. For promissory notes also, only civil case will be initiated. Only you will get the notice, not warrants. Additionally, they claim that lenders of cash utilize phone notes bearing their signature to get Kurki orders. Phone notes means promissory notes. Yes, they can do that. By initiating the civil case, they can attach the property of the borrower with the help of by the intervention of the court. Promissory notes or phone notes are return agreements obtained from farmers and signed by them when the loan is disbursed. To punish farmers for failing to repay loans to cooperative societies and Punjab Agriculture Development Banks, more than 2,000 arrest warrants were issued in April 2022. So actually, why this happened? The farmer will give a post-dated check. Yeah, I will pay you after 1 month. The society member will take the check and he will deposit in the bank and he will initiate a case in the court. First, they will complain in the police station. With the report of police station, they will initiate a criminal case. Okay? But it is very tough. The farmer has to go to the court very frequently. And he will be facing a lot of anxiety, depression, because it is a criminal case, 6 months imprisonment, 1 year imprisonment. Then he cannot discharge his daily functions in a fair manner. So, again, What is the concern is, see, we are celebrating 75 years of independence, but the farmer condition has not improved so much. Now the farmer condition in many parts of the country has improved only because of the real estate price. The farmland value has increased abnormally. If a farmer is having 10 acres, if he is having huge debt, what he is doing, he is selling 1 acre and paying off his debt, and now he is living happily. Understand? But all farmers cannot sell their lands. Okay? The major reason for this is less minimum support price. Inflation is increasing. The cost of inputs is increasing. But the MSP is creeping on the positive side from 1400 to 1420, from 1440 to 1460. If you are having fair minimum support price, no, no problem to the farmer. And again, the major problem in India is, see, the consumer is getting the commodities at a higher price, but farmer is not getting that price. Take the example of papaya, just for understanding purpose. In the market, it is say 50 rupees kg. The farmer is getting only 8 rupees or 10 rupees. And take the example of anar. What you call it is in English? Pomegranate. 1 kg in Hyderabad now is 250 or 270 rupees. I am sure that farmer is not getting at least half that rate. I am sure. So government should see that the price paid by the consumer is rated by the farmer. Then, so there will not be any such issues. And the problem with the logistics, cold storages. See, many of the farmer producers are perishable, so they have to sell that. If not, so they will get spoiled within 2 or 3 days. If farmers are assisted by cold storages, then they may delay the selling of the commodity. A lot of problems, even distress sale, etc. Okay, yes. This is with regard to the Kurki, and you know, Vande Bharat production to begin in October, and Vande Bharat is one of the fastest train in India, and we are having many benefits. Okay, and even it is luxurious, comfortable, and high-speed trains. Okay, now, and the speed of Vande Bharat is, I think it is 160 kilometers per hour, if I am not wrong. Even earlier also, Amareshwar sir told this topic, I think. Okay. Indian Railways had successfully completed trials of the second generation Vande Bharat train that will come with enhanced passenger comfort and safety features. What is Vande Bharat Express? The Vande Bharat Express is semi-high speed train designed, developed and built by the Integral Coach Factory. Presently, there are only 2 Vande Bharat trains that are running, Delhi to Varanasi and Delhi to Katra. Key features, there are only 2 classes of seats available on the current Vande Bharat trains, chair cars and executive chair cars. Now, the coming Vande Bharat train will have more amenities like revolving chair, etc. and automatic sliding doors, etc. The trains feature sensor-based interconnecting doors in each coach, modular bio-vacuum toilets, rotating chairs in executive class, personal reading lights. Because our people are too smart and sincere. If they are moving in the train, then they will read. They want personal light. If there are no lights, they will take it as excuse to read. So, to address your problem, actually, Modi has initiated that concept. It seems okay. Reading lights, automatic entry exit, okay, etc. These trains are self-propelled and run without an engine. A distributed traction power system is the name given to this functionality. Of course, it is a topic of SNT. How it is working, it is better to discuss that in the SNT class. Such kind of questions definitely will come in the examination. Like recent TSPSC, they have asked about the Covaxin, COVID. So what is the main formula in that? Okay, yes. Now, so benefits of Vande Bharat trains. Okay, even you got this question also. Yes, very nice. Cuts travel time drastically. Energy efficient. So reduce turnaround time up and down. faster acceleration and deceleration among others. So it is having excellent control. See, take the example of our car. If you are moving at 100 kilometers per speed, sorry, 100 kilometers per hour speed. If you want to slow down, you may come to 40 within say 10 seconds, but it, it will come to 40 kilometers per hour within say 2 or 3 seconds. So by which the accidents will be reduced. So it is having a lot of control on the speed. So it is about the Vande Bharat Express. And the next is the lumpy skin disease. So it is with regard to cattle. If our cattle face such kind of problems, then sometimes they may face death also, because the morbidity seen in this disease is ranging from 5% to 45%. And the second thing, the milk production will fall drastically. And in the world scenario, this disease was first witnessed in the Bangladesh. And after all, you know, Bangladesh people will come to India very frequently than the Indians. Indians crossing their borders with the states. Okay. Yes, very frequent from a person who is moving from Telangana to Andhra, then Bangladesh to India. I mean Bangladesh to India transfer far more than the AP to Telangana. So, of course, government has taken many steps to see that this disease will be removed from the India. Okay, an incubation period between 4 to 14 days means you don't know anything whether you are infected or not. Like what happened in COVID-19, for first 7 days or 14 days, a person was not allowed to move outside. What is that called? Quarantine. Okay, because actual disease will erupt after that quarantine period. The same case with this cattle also. Yeah, Vande Bharat also came. Okay, very nice. Okay. So incubation period between 4 and 14 days post infection. Initial period. So actually high fever. The same symptoms like COVID-19. High fever. 41 degrees centigrade. Swollen lymph glands. Okay. Now, animal may develop large firm nodules of 5 centimeters in diameter in the skin. It is also a problem to the skin also. So, you can see the, nodules. So, depression, anoxia, rhinitis, conjunctivitis, excess salivation. You know what is conjunctivitis? Eyes will be affected. All these are the, symptoms. So, even cattle also have, depression. So, they will not go for grazing. They will sit like few people sit in the class. Okay? Yes. The Mumbai police have ordered the prohibition of cattle transportation in the city to prevent the spread of the lumpy skin disease. What is lumpy skin disease? The lumpy skin disease virus, a member of the Poxviridae family and of the genus Capripox virus, is the culprit behind lumpy skin disease. So try to remember this also. Nowadays, the questions are becoming in depth. One question, 6 statements. One question, 8 statements. Okay? Don't take the exams easy. The viruses that cause smallpox and monkeypox also belong to the same family. The immunological response to the LSDV is similar to that of the sheeppox virus and the goatpox virus. So, the same medicine is extended to this cattle also, or it exhibits antigenic similarities with those viruses. How does it spread? Since it is not a zoonotic virus, humans cannot contract the illness. It is a contagious vector-borne disease that mostly affects host animals like cows and water buffaloes and is carried by vectors like mosquitoes, certain biting flies, and ticks. Animals with the virus shed it through their oral and nasal secretions, which can pollute public water and feeding trough. You know, single trough is used to feed 3 or 4 animals. Automatically, it will spread. Therefore, the diseases can spread through contaminated food and drink as well as through direct contact with the vectors. It can also spread during artificial insemination through animal semen, according to studies. Yes, artificial insemination. Why India needs the artificial insemination? See, take the example of Indian cows. Indian cows milk yield is very less. So compared to Jersey of UK, Holstein of Germany. But if you import these pure Jersey and pure Holstein to India, they will not survive in the Indian climate because India is a tropical country. So you will go for a hybrid. So for Indian cow, you will involve in cross breeding, 50%, 50%. So that is called as the artificial insemination. And animal husbandry department will look into that matter. They will store the semens and based on the cow's condition or buffalo's condition, they will inject. So in course of artificial insemination also, this disease will spread. Yes. How does it affect the animal? The lymph nodes of the infected animal are affected by LSD, which gives it its name since the nodes grow and resemble lumps on the skin. The head, neck, limbs, and under and perineum of the infected cattle develop, of course, nodules 2 to 5 centimeters in diameter. The nodules may later develop into ulcers. So this is the problem. It will develop into ulcers, and automatically the ulcers may not be cured. Large number of ulcers, again infection, automatically the cattle may die. Now, infertility and miscarriages are among the additional symptoms along with a high fever, a fast decrease in milk production, discharge from the eyes and nose, salivation, appetite loss, depression, damaged skin, and the wasting of animals. They will become lean. High fever, who will survive? All organs will be subjected to failure. Lumpy in India, after initially affecting Bangladesh in July 2019, the spread in South Asia reached India in August of the same year. A substantial amount of bilateral and unofficial animal traffic without any permissions, animals are shifted to Bangladesh and vice versa. Now, of course, government is controlling that, but still it is in practice. That of cattle and buffalo is made possibly by the extensive and porous borders between India, Nepal, and Bangladesh. Porous borders. What is the meaning of porous borders? You can cross very easily. This might have helped LSD spread from Bangladesh to India in July to August of this year. The latest outbreak in India started in June of this year, while the 2019 outbreak was in 2019 also we had this problem, but it has subsided. Like COVID-19 now has subsided. See, actually, see what is the problem with this? Because where our economy is dependent on the cattle, because they are the drought animals and even milching animals. So farmers' interest will be deprived, and if the number of cattle decreases, automatically you know what happens. Because cattle is also providing food security to the people, not only for non-vegetarians, even for vegetarians also. Vegetarians will consume milk, and milk is converted to many value-added products, including the ghee. Okay, including the ghee. Yeah. Yes. So we have to address the problems. Already we are facing problem with the one disease is mad cow. What is the other disease? Foot and mouth disease. Foot and mouth disease. Mad cow disease, foot and mouth disease. You see, in the UPSC, you are having a topic, economics of cattle rearing in the UPSC. Okay? Yes. Is it safe to consume the milk of affected cattle? According to studies, it has not been possible to determine whether milk from the sick cow contains a viable and contagious LSDV virus. To manufacture milk powder, a sizable amount of the milk in Asia is treated once it is collected and is either pasteurized, boiled, or dried. See, actually, when the temperature crosses 100 degrees, most of the viruses will die. So, there is no evidence that this, I mean, the milk of this cattle is contaminated because it is processed. So automatically the virus may be subjected to a death. Okay. Yes. By using this method, the virus is either eliminated or rendered inactive. So at the time of COVID-19, people started gargling, drinking hot water. Okay. They did a lot of things. I hope it has worked well for India, it seems. The number of deaths are very less compared to the Western countries who are having most advanced and sophisticated medical facilities. Unlike India, as many people died because of shortage of oxygen, even in our capital city also. Okay? Yes. Why India is at high risk? Within an annual production of roughly 210 million tons, India is the world's largest milk producer. India has also the most cattle in its herds. In Rajasthan, where LSD is having the greatest negative effect, there has been a 3 to 6 lakh liter per day decrease in milk output. So milk output is decreasing means our food security is also, decreasing. Curd is a common item consumed by every Indian. Even few people milk also. North Indian sweet. Even many chocolates are made with the milk only. The base is the milk. Especially take the example of ice cream. Even ice cream of Amul, purely milk. Okay, and even if you drink a juice in the streets, the base, the 60%, 70% is milk, and the remaining 10% is sugar, and the remaining major share is water. Only a minor share is that fruit. Okay, yes. Now, according to reports, Punjab's milk supply has decreased as a result of the disease spread. The Food and Agriculture Organization reports that the disease poses a serious danger to the livelihoods of smaller chicken farmers. Notably, farmers in UP and Punjab have suffered losses as a result of the deaths of their cattle and are asking their state governments for compensation. See, many farmers' livelihood is dependent on the cattle. They will multiply the cattle and they will sell in the markets and they will lead their livelihood. Instead of multiplying, if they are decreasing means what they will do? They have to hang. It will become difficult to meet their basic needs. Now, remedies available in India. The Union Minister of Fisheries, Animal Husbandry and Dairying informed that the goat pox vaccine is very effective against LSD. See, we cannot expect what sort of questions will come in the examination. Whenever you are entering the examination hall, you should enter with confidence. Then definitely you will answer the questions in a fair manner. If you are not confident, by seeing the paper, what happens? Shivering will start in the examination. Okay. Now, yeah. Way forward. The FOA has suggested a set of spread control measures for LSD, which involves vaccination of vulnerable groups with a coverage rate of at least 80%, bovine animal movement restrictions, quarantining. So it is in news because Delhi government has imposed restrictions. If the cattle from North India are transported to South India, automatically 1 or 2 cattle may be affected with that disease. If they are transported, because we cannot stop, then that group should be kept in quarantine for 14 days. Only after 14 days, they have to be released to the into the native herds. Like we people, after coming from the foreign countries at the time of COVID-19, we were subjected to quarantine for 14 days in the earlier cases. Afterwards, only 7 days, and many people were asked to stay in the lodges which are very near to the Shemshabad airport, etc. And even at the boundaries of the states also, if a person is coming from North India, he was asked to stay in the quarantine. A stamp was put on his hand saying that he should not roam outside. But still many people covered that scam, and they have roamed and enjoyed COVID-19 also, few people. Okay, yes, that is sufficient. Implementing biosecurity through insecticide and sanitizers, sprayed pesticide vector control in sheds, enhancing both passive and active surveillance, spreading knowledge about risk reduction among all parties involved. So these are common things. Establishing extensive protection, surveillance, etc. Common things. Now, government approves 50% incentive of project cost for setting up semiconductor units. See, 50% 50%. This incentive is too high. There is no doubt in it. But why the government is forced to do so? The first thing is, many industries are facing the wrath of shortage of semiconductors. Okay. Second thing, many big investors who belong to other countries are showing interest to establish semiconductor industries in India rather than China. Already one big semiconductor manufacturer has shifted his base from China to India, especially Pune. Of course, even they are facing problem there because of change in government. Okay, now Eknath Shinde, earlier you are having the Uddhav Thackeray. Okay, so again, if a person establishes this industry in India and it is having wide market throughout the world, so automatically he will export that semiconductor to other countries. Automatically, he will also earn the foreign exchange. And next thing is the employment opportunities for the highly skilled people, by which even the unemployment problem will be addressed. Okay, yes, okay. Government approves 50% incentive of project cost for setting up semiconductor units. So why so 50%? What is the reason? Means it is having lot of potential. It is the reason why they are giving the 50%. And even they are very much important in many industries, including the automobile sector. Now you can see the waiting period for the vehicles is 3 to 6 months, not because of demand, because of the shortage of the semiconductors. Okay, so why this is in news? Try to remember only one company. So despite choosing a location near Pune and spending 20 billion on a Vedanta Foxconn semiconductor manufacturing facility, there the Vedanta Limited changed its mind. So government wanted to avoid such kind of things. A significant semiconductor supplier to Apple is Foxconn. It has ceased operations in Shenzhen, that is China, and it is coming to India. You remember that point. Such intentions have been disclosed by larger corporations like Intel, TSMC, Samsung, etc. What they want? They are asking the Indian government to provide us a good amenity or place to establish the industries. It is a good opportunity for India because these are the big companies, Intel, TSMC, Samsung, etc. Then what happens? Automatically, our semiconductor shortage will be reduced, and even employment opportunities, and a step ahead from the China also. All these force the Indian government to give the incentives. Yes, the program for development of semiconductors and display manufacturing ecosystem is the name of the initiative. Okay, the three plans incentives formally range from 30 to 50%. While incentives for setting up compound semiconductor fabs and display fabrication were typically 30% of the project's total cost, incentives for setting up semiconductor fabrication were based, of course, you remember, from 30 to 50%. But even though even 30% is also very high, but government is forced because if you give incentives to this industry, you will get benefit. You will get benefit from other way. See now, last year's Nirmala Sitharaman's budget, what she said, 1 rupee spent by the Indian government is having the multiplier effect. That budget is not having any populistic policies. She said that it is having multiplier effect. No question of any populistic policies. So here, even though the government will give 50% incentive, it is not, not a loss to the government, because that will be, covered in the form of taxation, because many industries will boost their production. Even the car sales will increase. No question of any waitage period. Sorry, waiting period, etc. And employment opportunities. These employees will create the purchasing capacity. They will go to big hotels and GST collection will increase. Cascading effect. Okay. So that point you have to study. Now, with semiconductor serving as the fundamental building element in every sector, automobile, electronic, etc. So it is a need of the hour to address the situation. Why need such an incentive? Because some people may just criticize the government. 50% is too high. So it is because it will create the employment opportunities. It will minimize the shortage of semiconductors, and many people are showing interest to establish industries in India, setting aside the China country. Okay, all these points you can write. Why need such an incentives? And the problem faced by the government will be with regard to the land acquisition. Of course, I think these industries will require less land. Compared to the other industries. And even the problem of LRA 2013 is more in the construction of dams, etc., not in the industries. It is very less in the industries. Only in the case of dams only, they are forced to acquire more and more land. So that is with regard to the, semiconductors. So Forex reserves to dip by 23 billion by, December. See, so nowadays you can see the rupee dollar conversion. So the rupee is becoming weakening and weakening, because especially the stock market investors are taking back their money. In the last 3 or 4 months, they are selling in India and taking back their money. So actually, what is the reason? In America, in USA, the federal bank has increased the interest rate. We have discussed in our routine classes, taper tantrum. That concept is called as the taper tantrum. So what actually is the meaning of taper tantrum? See, now to infuse the liquidity into markets. Why the RBI in India, or Federal Bank of America, or any other central bank will infuse liquidity? They will infuse liquidity to boost the economy, to give the stimulus. America has started infusing the liquidity into the markets at the time of COVID-19 to see that economy will not be dampened. They were infusing the liquidity more and more, even interest-free loans. All these people invested in the mutual funds of that country, and that country's mutual funds operator has invested in the Indian market. Okay. Now here what happened? Earlier, they used to purchase bonds from the markets to infuse liquidity. The Federal Bank used to come into the markets and purchase the bonds. Okay. Now what happened? The volume of purchasing of bonds has decreased. So no question of more infusion of liquidity. The second thing is the Fed has increased the rates, interest rates. Earlier it was almost all zero. So now high interest rate. So automatically what they will do? They will not take the loan. They will repay back to the banks. So they are selling the Indian markets and they are repaying to their banks. Other reason is Russia-Ukraine war. What happened? The crude price has increased abnormally. Of course, now luckily the price has fallen. Luckily, the price has fallen from 132. Now it is almost all 90. Higher crude price means we have to pay more dollars. More dollars means more demand for the dollars. More demand for the dollars means automatically rupee will weaken. So it is the reason why Forex reserves may dip. So to address such kind of problems, just now we have discussed if you give incentives for the foreign investors, so the flows will be more. But it is not a continuous process. We cannot give all the time incentives. Automatically, the state may become bankrupt. Many countries are to becoming bankruptcy. Even UK is having very bad balance sheet. UK. Okay. So this point you try to remember. And you know why a country's central bank, as far as India is concerned, our country's central bank is the RBI, I mean Reserve Bank of India. Why they will maintain the forex reserves? They will maintain forex reserve because if you want any commodity, you have to get that from the foreign country. So see, if you want to import anything, you have to get that from the foreign country and you have to pay that in the dollars or any international currency. So automatically, forex reserves are very important. And you have to remember what comes under the forex reserves, not only currency, including the gold. India's forex reserves cover, you may get the question in the examination. Which of the following come under the forex cover? Foreign currency assets and special drawing rights with the IMF, International Monetary Fund, and gold reserves and reserve position with the International Monetary Fund. All it is called as a reserve trench. All these come under the Indian forex reserves. All points are very important. Special drawing rights and even reserve position with the International Monetary Fund. Okay. Now, why are these reserves so important? Because if you want to see now, I mean, early morning you will import crude oil. You have to pay that in the dollars. Why are these reserves so important? So, due to the fact that all foreign transactions are settled in US dollars, India must support its imports. But you have to remember, some transactions are also in the rupee also. In rupee also. Even we are also raising the money from the foreign currency with the face value having the rupee value. We have discussed in the last classes like masala bonds and Maharaja bonds. But they are negligible. They are negligible. So you try to remember the points. And actually, other thing is many people are in a apprehension. Of course, it may be even in reality also. The world may face recession. Indian markets may not perform well. Now, since 3 years they are doing well. Now we shall sell Indian markets and go to other markets. Even that may be also reason why they are selling the Indian markets. Now, initiatives taken by the government to increase forex. Just now I told about the 50% incentive by which you will get the foreign investment. So the aim of Atmanirbhar Bharat is the one such act by which you can save your foreign currency. How? By Atmanirbhar Bharat, you can manufacture your own goods. There is no need to import from the foreign countries. So you can write that point also. The Indian government has launched numerous programs to boost foreign exchange reserves, such as Atmanirbhar Bharat, which aims to make India self-sufficient so that it won't need to import goods that it can make. So whenever you write the examination, you must remember the Atmanirbhar Bharat. Okay. In addition to Atmanirbhar Bharat, the government has launched several programs, including the Niryat Rin Vikas Yojana program and the remission of duty of taxes on exposed product. Yes, we have discussed in our routine classes, maybe at the time of economic survey. What they are doing, they are encouraging the exports. Why we have to encourage the exports? That person will get the payment in the dollars. And cutting of the export duties, etc. And even you can write the SEZ. SEZ. What is SEZ? Special Economic Zone. So even the aim of Special Economic Zone is to establish the industries which are 100% export oriented. You can write many things. And even relax, even you are having the FEMA, FERA. Earlier we had the FERA. Now we are having the FEMA. So restrictions were reduced. But all other measures taken by the government to attract the foreign investment. Even India is having more remittances. Many people who are staying abroad will send money in the form of dollars, and we have to put less restrictions on the remittances. Of course, all are taken by the government, and India is the topmost country to attract the foreign direct investments, even the remittances also. That points you try to remember. Okay. Yes. And already we have discussed single-use plastics have been banned. Why? Because they are not getting recycled, and finally they are entering into the ocean, causing harm to the ocean ecosystem. And it is a whole topic. Okay. Since July 1st, 2022, India has banned the manufacture, import, stocking, distribution, sale, and use of single-use plastics, items with low utility and high littering potential. Even see, whenever you are celebrating the birthday, you will get a knife from that cake vendor. That is a single use. You will cut the cake and throw outside in the dustbin. And even the cake is made on a platform. Even it is also containing some plastic. It is a single use. So such kind of things, and even your earbuds, means the things which we use to clean the earbuds, it is also single use plastic. So all that things were not allowed to import and not to stock and not to manufacture. Okay. Yes. See, in my opinion, all these should be replaced by a, of course you cannot reuse all the things, but you can recycle them. So last day I went to a market. There the plates were made with the bagassi. Plates were made with the bagassi. And even cup was also made with the bagassi. A spoon was also made with the bagassi. What is bagassi? What is bagassi? What is bagassi? What is bagassi? Online students, what is bagassi? Nobody from online side, only one uha. It is a byproduct of the sugar industry. Okay. Many, so it is better than the plastics because it is a organic matter. Even if you throw that in the compost, it will get converted. Whereas this plastic cannot be converted into the compost. So what I mean to say is, if you want to put an end to single-use plastic, you have to encourage that persons who are manufacturing single-use plastic to convert into the new business, because if you stop them suddenly, they will lose their livelihood. Even you can see the sweets serving in small bowls where we are eating along with the bowl. Yes, it is true. So that kind of things you have to encourage. Okay. And here, whenever you are writing the mains, don't miss to write the size, that is the micron unit, 40 microns, 50 microns, which size microns is banned. Now, slowly, they will increase the threshold. So that points you have to remember. Of course, not only in India, China, Bangladesh, in many areas, they have been banned. And of course, not mentioned in this PDF. So you can see the cattle are facing the wrath of these plastics. You can see in the newspapers a veterinary doctor operating a cattle and removing cages of plastics from its stomach. Of course, many problems. Okay. Yes. Now, I think this PDF is over. Yes. What is International Argo Program? Just you try to remember what Argo program deals. ARGO, what Argo program deals. That is sufficient. What Argo program deals. Anybody? Because it is of the September month, already 1 month has over. Nearly 1 month has over. And even it is from our own magazine. So everybody should know that. Okay. Argo program is a program to study the physical conditions in the ocean. Why we have to study the physical conditions of the ocean? We are staying on the land. Take the many phenomena of the ocean which impact land are dependent on the physical properties like temperature, salinity, etc. The intensity of tides will increase if the ocean water are more warmer. Again, okay. So Argo is the such kind of program where they will use the floats to study the under surface ocean physical properties like temperature, salinity, etc. Okay, you can make a short notes. Of course, it is our magazine. We have forwarded to you. By saying that, you can make a short notes or by using any. Of course, there are many apps which convert the PDF into Word. There you can mark or take the important points. The International Argo Program system to observe carbon concentration in the world's ocean is extremely inadequate to meet the growing and urgent need for information on oceanic carbon, says a report. So, what is Argo program? Since its inception in the early 2000s, Argo has used profiling floats to collect data on temperature, salinity, currents. You know, we have discussed in our routine classes, ocean currents. And even based on ocean currents, one question appeared in the TSPSC, Sargasso Sea, North Atlantic Ocean. Okay. And most recently, biooptical characters in the Earth seas. Okay. What they will use, each piece of equipment float spends practically all of its time submerged. And by filling it with the liquid, the depth is increased. Say, for first 5 days, up to 1 kilometers. For next 5 days, up to 2 kilometers. So based on the weight, the float is submerged into the water. Of course, it is not our matter. I mean, you have to study what is Argo and what is its aim. The array of floats was given the name Argo because it collaborates with the Jason Earth observation satellites to measure the form of the ocean surface. He is a person sailed the Argo in Greek mythology in search of the golden fleece. It is a word related to the mythology. Leave it. See, why we have to study the ocean physical properties. Some of the floats measure additional characteristics that reflect the biology and chemistry of the ocean, and the data collected by Argo describes the temperature and salinity of the water. The main goal of gathering this data is to clarify how the oceans affect the planet's climate, that is, the nearby Earth's climate. When the effects of tides are taken into account, changes in sea level, for instance, depend on both the amount of heat stored in the oceans and the melting of ice caps. Yes, melting of ice caps will be more if the oceans are warm. So, more water in the oceans, automatically the water will move to a larger extent whenever a tide occurs. So, it is the reason why we are studying the ocean physical properties. Whenever oceans are warm, automatically sea level will increase. Why? More ice will melt from the poles. Automatically, when the sea level increases, even the tidal level which reaches the earth also increases. It is a common sense question. We can determine how much heat is stored thanks to Argo's temperature readings, and we can track variation in the heat distribution with depth and from region to region through time. So just now I told you, the floats are allowed to reach from one depth to other depth just by increasing the weight of the float by adding a liquid into that. They will add more liquid, it will come down. They will remove some liquid, it will float, it will come upwards. Of course, that technology is not needed for us. How does it work? If you want, if you are curious, you can go through. The weight of the float is precisely regulated such that when it sinks, it will finally stabilize at a predetermined level, often 1 kilometer. 10 days later, an internal battery-powered pump moves oil between an exterior bladder and reservoir inside the float. Automatically, when the weight increases because of the pumping of oil, it will move down. Okay, but don't miss to remember the concept ergo. That's all. You make a short notes. No need to remember all these short notes and physical properties of ocean, how they affect the planet Earth. And bang, ganja, and criminality in the NDPS. What is NDPS? Narcotic Drugs and Psychotropic Substances Act. That sentence you have to write. Narcotic Drugs and Psychotropic Substances Act. Okay. Why it was in news? See, a person in Karnataka was arrested as he was carrying the bang and also ganja. Okay. And the High Court said that nowhere in the Narcotic Drugs and Psychotropic Substances Act, bang is mentioned. And even bang is used by Indians on many occasions. Take the example of Holi. Many people will consume the bang along with the milk. And even in summer season, in some areas, they will consume the lassi by mixing it with the bang. So the court said that nowhere bang is mentioned as a substance which comes under the Drugs Act. So automatically he was given bail. Of course, as he was also carrying the ganja, the trial will continue. Okay, that is with regard to the bang. What is bang? The cannabis plant's leaves are used to make bang. Cannabis plant's leaves. See, it depends on leaves, hemp, and also bark, etc. Based on that, its intensity is measured. An edible preparation that is frequently added to various dishes and drinks, including thandai, means cold and like chants, cold buttermilk, and lassi. Bang has been consumed for millennia on the Indian subcontinent from time immemorial, at the time of Holi and also Mahashivratri. I don't know about Mahashivratri, but at the time of Holi they will consume. Many European writers also mentioned about the use of bang by Indians. Many European writers. Okay? Yes. So that is with regard to the bang. Okay. Now, next is what is the PM Sri scheme? We have also discussed in the earlier classes. Prime Minister has announced that under the PM Sri scheme, as many as 14,500 schools will be upgraded across India to showcase the components of the national education policy. In the last class also we have discussed, unlike the Kendriya Vidyalayas and Navodaya schools, the existing schools will be converted into the PM Sri scheme schools. So they will be given all amenities and even NEP policy will also be implemented. What is the PM Sri scheme? PM Sri schools would be the name of the centrally supported initiative according to the Ministry of Education. PM Schools for Rising India. Try to remember at least the full form. PM Schools for Rising India. Yeah, even along with the sugar cane, newly designed covers made with cucumber peels came in exam. Yes. Seen that? So see, all such kind of things are coming in the examination. Try to remember all things. If you leave anything, examiner will leave you. Okay? Yes. As part of it, up to 14,500 schools in states and union territories would undergo renovations. Existing schools will be renovated to reflect the major components of the National Education Policy 2020. So you can, write these program when you are writing about the steps taken by the government to address the education in India. Okay. So that's all. That's all. That's all. Okay. So meet for next class next week. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.